You know how you understand something intellectually, but you don't really know it until it affects you personally? Or it affects you personally, but you don't really get it until something happens so close to home that it up and slaps you in the face? That happened to me this week. 1 week after we all saw those 400,000 flags in Washington, D.C., just short of a year after we started to become saturated with news of the pandemic. Someone very dear to me had a death in her family and requested last-minute assistance from me. In my own slow-motion underwater stage of grief, I honestly could not move fast enough to assist her. I was able to offer a suggestion and she was able to get things covered, but it really hit me that we are a nation, no, a world, that is pretty much in the same place. As of Tuesday morning, 7 people per minute were dying worldwide of COVID-19. In America, 1 person every 40 seconds. That does not count for the accidents, the natural causes, cancer, or all of the other ways that people leave this earth. There are not many people left who've not lost someone in the past year. Even before the pandemic, our grieving practices were changing. Memorials were held off for weeks or even months until people could fit them into their schedules. Now, we either risk them being super spreader events, keep them small and outdoors if possible, or put them off in hopes of better days. We grieve on social media constantly as each day we find multiple announcements, the deaths of despair being the most difficult of all. I hope there's an end in sight. I really do. Even if this were all to go away with the rising of the sun tomorrow, what we need to realize is that we would all be tender. It is going to take some time for us to move past our losses. In the meantime, be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. Reach out for professional help if you need to. Remember that grief has physical, cognitive, behavioral, social, cultural, spiritual, and philosophical dimensions to it in addition to the emotional aspects. Remember that denial, anger, depression, bargaining, acceptance, and then taking your memories of the person you lost and doing something positive with them are all good and natural actions. Remember that there is no perfect roadmap to grief. The path that works best for you is the best path that there is. If you are swimming along in the slow motion underwater currents of grief, I will drift along beside you for a while, and then neither one of us will be alone. My name is the Reverend Kathy Crosby, and there you have it, short and sweet.